Welcome. It's another Thursday night. It is your boys from Down South Football. It's your man Renard Williams in the building. And tonight, man, I hope we have some fun. I just hope we have some fun. But y'all already know who it is, who I gotta bring up first. Or do I need to break? Do I need to let him just sit there? Because since he talk about me so bad all the time. Do I need to let him sit there? I mean, y'all tell me. I don't know. I'm not for sure yet because this guy right here, he's very, very popular, but he gonna tell you how he feel. He gonna tell you what's going on. But if nothing else, man, let's just bring him to the stage. It's our man, Mr. David L. Gardner. What's going on, brother? How you doing, man? How you doing, sir? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing good now that I'm on the show. I didn't think I was gonna make it on the show because I probably be stuck backstage the whole night. I didn't know how we were gonna go.
Well, we wouldn't do you that way. We wouldn't do you that way. But how you feeling, man? Everything feeling all right?
Yeah, man, everything okay. I was just telling you that I made the strangest purchase I've ever made in my life. If we was getting sponsored by them, I would show it. But I bought a non-alcoholic beer, which was I'm trying to see where this go. So we're gonna figure it out.
No.
First time it was a non-alcoholic drink was on the show. First time.
No sponsorship. No plug. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't
the
help.
First time in history, we had a non-alcoholic drink from an alcohol company. So yeah, that's the first.
I mean, everything happens for a reason. So I mean, that's just what it is. That's just what it is. But anyway, we've been here long enough, man. Hey, we got a special guest that's gonna be with us this evening, man. Been watching this guy, really like him. But this is Dave's brother. I'm gonna let Dave do the honors of introducing this man. Right ahead. So you go right ahead, Mr. Gardner. Tell him what's up.
Oh man, tonight, man, we got one of my brothers from the Hill, man. Met this guy when we were freshmen on the Hill. Way back to Morris Hall, man. I was in the band, he was on the track team. So, he's been doing his thing. I started watching him when he were doing on the Hill podcast, kind of covering Alabama A&M, which I thought was very unique for the simple fact that it was never really a platform for that, right? Outside of kind of like radio and things of that nature. So
right.
I tuned into that, but now I'm kind of seeing he spread his wings some, so he's talking a lot of swag, a lot of HBCU football. So man, without further ado, man, bring my boy Wild Wayne, man. Wild Wayne Cartwright in the building.
Mr. Cartwright, how you doing? But before you say anything, I got to give you a proper introduction. Here we go.
That's what's up.
I had to give you a proper introduction, just
That's
cut
what's
off a little
up,
bit.
man.
We might
I
play a
love
little
that.
bit more. Might be play a little bit more. How you doing, man? How's
Hey,
everything
man.
going with you?
I'm blessed, man. Highly favored, man. Been doing a whole lot of work, man, during this football season between MEAC coaching call, SWAC coaching call, From the Hill podcast, the ride, watching games, breaking down film, doing a lot of good things, man. Not even to mention that I'm also a cross country and track official. So this is cross country officiating season too. So been busy with a lot of things, but man, it is great to be here with you fellas, and it's great to talk this great sport of football, man. Ready to get to it.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, you got to tell the folks where they can find you at.
All right. So Wild Wayne Cartwright. All right. First and foremost, you can find me on YouTube at the name Wild Wayne Cartwright. I do a show, The Ride. It is every Wednesday night where I do my show called Wild Picks with Predictions. I preview the entire week of games. I cover all 21 of the FCS-based HBCU. So the two in the CAA, which is North Carolina A&T and Hampton, the entire MEAC, the entire SWAC, and then also Tennessee State out of the Big South OVC. So I cover all that. I'll go over all their games. And then also on Sunday nights, I have a show, Sunday Recap, which is at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we go over every game from the previous day. And I got the Chris Berman opening montage, fastest, 3-4 minutes, where we go over it and then we talk about it, man. And then I had this cool thing at the end of that show where players of the week, man, I hand out ride tokens. And ride tokens, I love amusement park rides. So that's where it kind of stemmed itself from. But yeah, and then lastly, man, on Tuesday nights, I also am the co-host and moderator of Alabama A&M based From the Hill podcast. So you can find that at From the Hill podcast, but you can follow me, Wild Wayne Cartwright, on YouTube. Subscribe to me, man. Follow me, man. We got a lot of good stuff going on there.
Yeah, you mentioned the SWAC media call, but it can get long. I'm telling you, boy. I'm talking about one time I had to get up. I had to go do something else, and I came back. I said, "Oh, they still on? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. We still on here. I see what we got to do. So if you're doing SWAC and me at call, man, you may God bless you. May God bless you. Even though it's probably just 6, but glad to have you, man. Like I said, we just gonna talk, have a good time, and just take it from there, man. So Dave, before I get in any news, you got anything you want to say?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord. God help us.
No, man, I
Dave.
Actually, I'm kind of, They go Pat again. They go Pat again.
He about to ask for your Cash App again.
I mean, he got it. It's the same Cash App he sent me money to last year.
Oh,
so, yeah, it's the same one. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I will.
I feel.
But not on the classic though. We did bit on that. But I guess one thing, if I got, man, you know what? I had a terrible weekend. It was terrible. Friday night, Parker lost to Hoover. Minor lost to Ramsey. Saturday night, Lil Dave, Savannah State, they got beat.
Go back to Friday night.
What is on Friday night?
That's when Florida State lost.
Yes, that's what yeah. Florida State lost. That's what I was getting to. That's where I was going.
That was on Friday.
State, how could I forget that? Lil Dave got jumped on, and then damn Kirby pissed down his leg. I mean, come on, man. Really? This what we're gonna go hurry up? And we go with this what we doing?
Yeah, unfortunately, my fault. We didn't get a chance to do the full review this week. Like I said, I'm sure it's gonna come up. Maybe after dark. Maybe we can. That's the thing. We gotta do. I probably gotta do it after dark this week. You gotta do it after dark. Let people say what they want to say, because you already know they be 38 hot after the games on Saturday night.
What? We hadn't had after dark since what was it? Bama, Tennessee, about 2 years ago. I mean, a legit one. About 2 years ago, hadn't it? That first one, Wayne. The first one we had was ridiculous. I think
we had one. We had something last year.
Was that the first one? Was that the 52-49 one with where they took the goalpost and threw it in the Tennessee River?
It might have been, man. It was ridiculous. It was crazy. It was crazy. Wayne, we was on, man. We came on probably about 11 o'clock that night. I was in Kentucky in a hotel. It was crazy, man. It was a great time, bro.
But I mean, we had it. And here's Pat. Pat, we will not discuss those type of things right now.
That is also accurate too.
But no, you don't shit the bed. You just got to have a bed to shit in. Moving on. Moving on. Well, look, we a few minutes in. Let's just go ahead and just start, man, and do what we need to do. So, in a couple of college football news, across the thing, Dave, did you see that? We reported a long time ago, almost the end of last year, that we told them that private equity was coming to the P4 of college football.
Right.
And I remember the comments. People told we were crazy. So why is the Big Ten looking at $2 billion in private equity? Just want to throw it out there. Just want to throw it out there. Just to let y'all know. But we're crazy. I told y'all we know more than what y'all think we do. And just another quick thing. Go ahead, Wayne. Go ahead.
I was gonna say with that Big Ten, so they're on the third year of a 7-year, $7 billion contract for media rights with Fox, NBC, and CBS.
Yep.
And you're talking about a huge conglomerate of money that already has been distributed amongst 18 member schools. And you're talking about private equity that could inflate the pool even further. That's scary.
And that's what and we were telling people, like, when the original deal went through, it was about $100 million per school and all that kind of stuff like that. Like, they people think it's crazy. For some reason, they didn't believe that they didn't know how much money was really in college athletics. We know how much money is in college athletics, and and they just pull in more and more and more. But that's crazy. But the one thing, Dave and Wayne, what I wanted to get to next was, did you see the Virginia Tech player that's denied his rev share deal after he's taken a red shirt?
That's crazy.
Yeah, wow. I did see that.
But is it crazy? Do you agree with it?
Man, in this day and age, there's really, here's the thing, there are really no guardrails, right? There's no real established rules. Like they tried to come up with the NIL clearinghouse rules, which is still really a farce, to put it politely.
Yes.
They're still kind of making things up as they go. So I think, really, honestly, fellas, until college football finally gets a commissioner, I think you're going to continue to see rogue nature continuing forth. Like, nothing will surprise you or should surprise you at this point.
Correct.
Long story short.
Right. And that's kind of what we've been on. Like we would say things and people be like, well, how you think I'm like, I said, I'm just telling you that we know these things. It's not, we know people, we know these things and how it's going to be, but that's just a part of where we are in the reality of the situation. I don't have an issue with that. What about you, Dave? How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's kind of twofold, right? I mean, okay, right. You call it, the player calls the coach, said, coach, for whatever reason, hey, I'm thinking about just taking a red shirt this year. Not really that familiar with the kid, so I don't know if he was getting playing time or what the situation was. And then, the school turns around, or the coach, whoever turns around and says, okay, well, we're going to cut off your revenue sharing.
Welcome to employee contracts.
True, but am I red shirting or am I leaving the team? I mean, so do the other red shirt guys that are red shirted, do they not get revenue sharing? That would be a question.
Well, I guess that's why you want to make sure, as going forward, as we, they were trying to get everything with the quote unquote employees and doing all that kind of stuff like that. I mean, that's just like Wayne was saying. I mean, we've been saying it too. Like, you just going to have to understand where we are in today's society. We've been preaching for 4 years? It's like, hey, y'all don't really understand how this really works with everything with the money. But just wanted to quick for that. And then, like I said, we can move on. We can move on to a couple of predictions and just see what we want. Like I said, we'll start in the P4 realm at first. Wayne, you ain't got to give no.
I'm gonna do it because I got.
No, I'm saying you ain't got to give a lot of breakdown, because we ain't gonna give a lot of breakdown either this time. So we can go. I want to get to the swag and see what you got to say, because I got a feeling I know where you're leaning one way, but I mean, you know what I'm saying. But anyway. All right, let's hit this. We got Kentucky versus number 12, Georgia. Georgia is a 2.5 point favorite. The over-under is 48.5, 11 a.m. ABC. We'll start with Dave first, and then we'll go to the guest.
I am definitely taking Georgia to cover.
Oh, you taking them to cover?
Yes, I'm taking the cover. Oh, and win. And win. If they cover, they will win. Yeah, I'm taking do all that. Cover the 20 point spread. I guess I should say that.
Okay.
I don't know about the over under, right? But I take Georgia to win. I think after they need some get back after they blew that game last week. So.
Okay, I'm with you on that. Wayne, how you feeling, sir?
I know Georgia's gonna win, but I don't think they cover that 20.5. I think that they got some serious issues, man, on offense still. I think they win the game probably, I'd say like between 14 and 17. Yeah, I'll go there.
I can say that too. Kentucky has not looked very Kentucky. I don't know what Mark Stoops got going on right now. I mean, not saying they've just been horrible, but at the same time, like I said, I think you're gonna have a motivated Georgia team. And for what they could have had. So I'm gonna go with them winning the game. I'm like y'all, I don't think they're gonna cover. I could easily see like a 41-21 game or something like that, and maybe just go on. But I feel like they will. I feel like they will cover. I mean, not cover. I feel like they will win, and they will win convincingly. So, Dave is the Georgia lover. So
I was first of all. I've never pulled it for Georgia again. Enough.
See, there you go. Look.
Never doing it.
Pat said, I mean, I'm not in that. I'm not in that. I'm leave it alone because that's not our thing. So that's not our thing. So let's move a little bit on. We're gonna try to keep doing it. Or let's see here. We're just gonna pick a few of these. Not gonna be a minute, just a couple of them. We got number 24 Virginia versus Louisville. Louisville's a 6.5 point favorite. 61.5 is the over under. 2:30 p.m. ESPN2. Dave,
let's go Louisville. Shit.
Now is that from Malik Cunningham? Is that for Malik Cunningham? Is that for the Birmingham native?
It could.
Or you just saying you just like Louisville?
Yeah.
Because of what happened to your Seminoles last week.
I do not like Virginia. Nothing about them do I like. Rush the field, hurting folks, man. Come on, man.
So this is a new hate. Now that was crazy. We didn't get a chance to talk about that, but that was they were wrong for that.
But honestly, all jokes aside, Louisville, they're at home. Virginia can run the damn football, right? I mean, I don't know. I haven't really watched Louisville like that this year, so I don't know what they're looking like up front. But if I will say this, if Virginia can run the football like they did last Friday, they can control this game. So
Chandler Morris.
I think I'm gonna roll with the Commodores. I really hope I need Louisville to beat them, but I'm gonna roll with the Commodores, get an upset.
Who
so to speak, upset.
Cavaliers, man.
Cavaliers.
Who is the Commodores? See, I already know you got Vandy on
you already
your
know
mind.
what you know. Vandy's on my mind. You know what? hey, Wayne, I'm already in Tuscaloosa, man. I'm trying to get there.
Yeah, you gonna have on black and gold, right?
I got the black on now. I got a little white. Okay. You see the gold in the show. I mean, you already know where we're going.
I got you. Wayne, what you got?
Man, listen, Tony Elliott is doing Tony Elliott came into this year on the hot seat. Tony Elliott needs to keep this thing rolling.
Yes, he does.
I like Jamari Taylor, who transferred in from North Carolina Central. He's one of their starting running backs.
Yeah.
And you already talked about Chandler Morris, man. Give me the Cavaliers to cover and win down there in Louisville.
Dave, I got to go against you. Give me the Virginia Cavaliers and give me them. I ain't going to say that. Let's just say, give me the Cavaliers. I'm rolling with them this time. I'm sorry, I had to go against you. But since you want to go to Tuscaloosa so bad, number 16 Vandy, we got Diego Manziel versus number 10 Bama. Bama's a 10.5 point favorite. The over-under is 55.5, 2:30 p.m. ABC, and Johnny Manziel will be on the sideline with Diego Pavia and Vanderbilt. That is already confirmed and done.
Let me ask you this. What's the chances I can find me some black and gold overalls for Saturday?
Overalls?
I think, the overall, the stripe overalls they wear. Yeah, man, I want some of those, man. I think I need them for Saturday.
I think you're reaching. I'm going to leave it alone, but
I might have to drive to Nashville, short drive.
Wayne, what you think?
Hey, you know what? This game right here, man, Bama beat Georgia last year and then lost to Vandy the very next week. Man,
you talking deja vu over here?
I'm not feeling that 10.5 line at all. Vandy is tough.
Yep.
I like Bama to win, but I think it's gonna be closer, man. I think Vandy's gonna come in there with purpose because Vandy, their best games, their toughest games are still in front of them. You know, they're 5-0. Their toughest games are still in front of them. But man, I give me Bama close though. But Vandy's tough.
Gotcha. Dave, do I even have to ask where you're going?
Probably your Magic. Probably your Magic.
I do it.
But you know what though? I mean, it's going to be a tough win. If this game was flipped again, like if they were in Nashville again, I would take Vandy. But my heart want to say Vandy for personal reasons, but I think Bama finds a way to squeak this one out. Late.
Say what now? Hold on.
I think I said
my headphones now. I don't think my headphones working good. You said you taking what?
I said I said that I take Alabama to squeak it out late.
I don't hear those. I don't ever hear those words.
No, that's the first.
Okay. I get it. I look at a couple things when I look at this matchup. One thing, and like I said, I'll make it quick, is the one thing about Vandy that I'm kind of not as sold on is secondary wise. And unfortunately, that is the strength of one of the strengths of Bama this year. Ty Simpson is cooking like some hot grease right now. I mean, he's reading the field, he's doing everything, he's got confidence. He actually has an O-line that blocks. And he actually has just, his receivers are getting up, but there's a lot of things. And plus Ryan Grubb is scheming up some great things for them. So that being said, I'm still gonna pick Vandy. But I can see Bama winning that convincingly or close. But I'm just gonna roll with Vandy. I'm gonna roll with Vandy, man. Like I said, with Pavia and just see if they gonna really play it. But really in my heart, but if I were putting money on it, my money would definitely still go Bama. But give me Vandy. Give me Vandy right now. All right, Dave. We got 2 more, and then we're gonna move on. We got.
All right.
Hold on, let's see here. We got Mississippi State, the undefeated Bulldogs versus number 6 Texas A&M. Texas A&M is a 16.5 point favorite, another 55.5 over under 6:30 p.m. on the SEC network. Dave, you can go first.
I'm gonna ride Texas A&M. I think they're rolling right now. This is the first time ever I've picked Alabama and Texas A&M to do anything. Like win at the same time, same show. This first time history, but I believe Texas A&M, man. They look strong, man. They've kind of, I mean, every week that I've doubted them, I mean they come to play. So yeah, I mean it's case steady. So let's see where it go. I think they take care of Mississippi State this weekend.
I feel. Hold on 1 second. What up, Jared? Jared up in here. Jared does a HBCU show also, Wayne.
Okay.
He always he found us, I think, last year, Dave?
Yeah.
Like last year, he's on here every week, man. He calls in. He's just a really good dude. Jared, drop your name of your show in the chat, man. Drop your name of the show in the chat. What up, man? Everything good with you, bro? Mr. J Flex checking in. So wanted to do that, and you already know who Pat was going with.
Oh, absolutely, no doubt, 100%.
You already know that he also says Mississippi State wins. They have a QB who would. Oh Lord, okay, let me go and pull that down. Moving on. Sorry, Pat, we can't do that. So but let's. Who pick was? I'm sorry.
I'm going Gig'em Aggies here. Look, Texas A&M, listen, man, these guys, they're on a mission. Mississippi State, it was a really good start. They went 4-0. They beat Arizona State, but last week Tennessee brought them down to earth a little bit, even though it went in overtime. It was a tough fight, but you're going down there to College Station, man. That place, the 12th man, it's gonna be loud. It's gonna be rocking. It's a night game. Give me the Aggies. The cover too. They'll beat them big.
I got you. I'm definitely gonna roll with Texas A&M right now. Like I said, Mississippi State has been good. They've been a surprise of the SEC for what they have done. I think Jeff Lebby is doing a great job down there. But yeah, Texas A&M at night with the 12th man, they different. They different and they confident. So I'm definitely going with Mississippi State versus Texas. Excuse me, Lord, Texas A&M. I'm reading the whole thing off. With Texas A&M. So one last pick, and then we're gonna move on to the SWAC action. Number 3 Miami versus number 16 FSU. Speaking of FSU, Dave got a smile on his face. FSU is an underdog by 4.5 points. Y'all just couldn't pull it out last week to get it. Undefeated versus undefeated. 54.5, 6:30 p.m. ABC. What you got?
We win, we cover.
Can you clarify the we?
Florida State wins. And of course they cover, they win, but yeah, we're gonna beat the hell out of Miami. And I think Miami is good. I think they're good, but I also know that Miami is Miami.
Wait a minute. Do we need to clip that? Did you just say that they're gonna beat the hell out of Miami?
Clip it. And clip it.
Hold on. You know you got a clip from last week that didn't get published.
Yeah, right? I'm still eating curl now. But clip this one. This one's gonna work. This one's gonna work. No, but I think you in Tallahassee at night, rivalry game, it's gonna be rocking. It's a win. It's a game that we got to have. All right, Florida State has to have this game. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Your season. Now that you lost to the Cavaliers, okay, like the Cleveland Cavaliers, is, that's for Wayne. But anyway, now that you lost that game, you got to have this game. This is a must win. So that play is gonna be rocking. They condensed the stadium down, man, and it's gonna be on fire. Chief Osceola will ride, and Florida State will win. Just
yeah, I think this one's gonna be a classic. These guys, this series has been a little bit uneven the last few years because you have a pretty good Miami, then you have a bad Florida State, then you have a good Florida State, bad Miami.
Right.
It's
Back
good
and
that
forth.
you have both teams in the rivalry where they're both good again. I think that Florida State's gonna win this game. I think they bounced back from last week. I don't see the over under. I take the under in this one. I think it'll be a little bit lower scoring. I think it'll be somewhere like in the 20s. Give me Florida State to win a close one. I think it'll be a field goal finish.
Okay. Oh, I guess it's my turn now to pick, huh?
Yeah, it's your turn.
Dave, I hope that loss might be the best thing for you. And I'm not trying to say this to upset Miami fans, but when Miami is winning, I thought another fan base was bad. Miami brings the cake. But I'm gonna need y'all to bring the same energy y'all brought that first game of the year. Now I know Castellanos is a little bit hurt and all that kind of stuff like that. I just need y'all to bring it. And like I said, I think Miami's doing well, but I already know how you feel about Carson Beck. We ain't got to go down that road. So I know how you feel about him. I know how you feel about him personally. But this is like
personal to me. His football play. Let's put it how I feel about.
When I say personally, I just mean the football standpoint. That's all I mean.
Yeah.
That's all I mean.
Yeah. It's just to clarify.
Yeah. I don't want to make it seem like you don't like the man or nothing like that. But personally, I'm going to roll with y'all, man. I'm going to roll with Florida State, cover the spread. I think it'll be a 3-point game. So, but I'm still going to roll with y'all in general. So I'm going to roll with Florida State. Roll with Florida State. Now, Dave.
Man. How do I block somebody?
But you already know that's a personal experience.
It is.
With Malzahn, so you already know.
It is. Okay, I let him slide on that. I forgot.
Okay, yeah. Let him go with that. But now we got the man in here. We got to pull this up. Would you like to share this slide?
Yep. I'm gonna
Okay, gotcha.
share this first one, and I'll go right on through this thing with y'all.
Let's see
So
if you'll let me.
there we go. Yep.
Okay, we get into the so that's where we start. We're gonna start
Yeah.
with them.
This
Okay.
is where we
All right.
started.
All right. So you got Prairie View 3-2 versus Alcorn is 0-4 and 0-1. Then you got the stadium there, Loma, Mississippi. That's David's favorite place, by the way.
I actually like the home games in down at Alcorn State. I actually do.
Yeah, you be. I'm not gonna say a word. 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central. Last meeting was November 16th, 2024. ASU won that ASU Alcorn State 26-13. So Wayne, we'll let you start this off, sir. You take it right away.
So this game is going to be on SWAC TV. Prairie View last week, they went and they won the State Fair Classic over Grambling.
Right.
By that same score down there. It was 28-13 last week.
Correct.
Alcorn, man, lost a tough one last week there in Memphis in the Southern Heritage Classic there against UAPB.
Right.
Alcorn State wasted a really good opportunity because Jacorian Sewell, their stud running back, he had 225 yards rushing and 2 TDs in the losing effort. But what was the undoing for Alcorn State is something that's been the undoing in 3 of their 4 losses: penalties and turnovers. Last week, they had 12 penalties for over 100 yards, and they had 2 key turnovers. Prairie View, the keys to their success is they've been running the ball a lot, and they're not so much of a passing team yet. It was kind of hilarious because here in the next slide is where I get into a little bit of the diagnostics. So you'll look up there, you'll see what Prairie View. So Cam Peters, he threw for 301 yards in their opener against Texas Southern. Mm-hmm. Since then, this is what their passing's been: 64 against UT Rio Grande Valley.
Sir, hold on, Wayne. I'm gonna need you to repeat that number again.
Yeah, 64 yards against UT Rio Grande Valley, 131 yards at Rice, 148 yards passing against Northwestern State. And last week, they won the game with 98 yards passing against Grambling. So you can see in the last 4 games, their average passing is 110 yards a game.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's not going to win you a lot of games.
Yeah, and as they start playing some of the tougher games as they go forward, that passing game is going to be essential, because when I've talked to Coach Tremaine Jackson, I've asked him questions the last couple of weeks on the SWAC coaches call. I asked him about the running game the first week. I asked him, and at the time they ran for, as you see there, they ran for 356 against Northwestern State. And he said, we really want to have running be our identity. He said, we want to be a physical football team.
Right.
But then when I asked him about his passing offense on this past call, he said, well, we know that we want to throw to be able to set up our run, because we know that once we start playing some of these better teams on our schedule, if they're going to start bringing extra bodies in the box, if we're not able to keep you honest by throwing the ball. So last week, Grambling kind of did a little things different by loading a little bit of their box in the second half. And that's how their run total went from, 356 and went down to 224. They still won the game, but, they got to be able to get a little bit more multiple in their offense, because averaging 197 yards rushing and then having a 110-yard pass average over the last 4 games, when you think about the balance and nature of their offense, that's not going to be sustainable when you go up against some of the better defenses in the SWAC. Right. And Alcorn State, to their credit, as what their record has shown, their defense really hasn't been as bad as the record says. They've been forcing some turnovers. They've been limiting people in the rush game. As you can see, they only allowed 140 yards rushing last week against UAPB. So there's a big contrast of style in terms of rush offense versus rush defense in this one. Prairie View has been pretty good against the run. They've only allowed 179 yards rushing on average through 5 games, and they've been really stout against the pass. What Alcorn needs to do in this game is quite simple, as the last point says. They've got 9 turnovers that they've committed in 4 games. They need to take care of the ball, and they need to limit those penalties because they've had drive killers, they've had drive resetters. They've also committed key turnovers and red zone opportunities. So this is really an Alcorn team that's very capable. Right. They have 2 really good running backs, Jacorian Sewell and Reggie Williams, who transferred from Chattanooga. Jalen Tolbert at quarterback has been an upgrade for them. If anybody knows about Alcorn the last couple of years, last year they struggled at quarterback. They couldn't throw the ball at all. It was basically run or bust. So this year they've had a little bit of an upgrade and a resurgence in their pass game. But for Alcorn, last point on this is their home opener. They played their first 4 games on the road, so they finally get back at the reservation. Jesus. What makes this game so big for both teams? For Prairie View, if they win this game, they'll get to 3-0 in the SWAC. And next week, they have a bye week. And after their bye week, their next game after their bye week, they'll go to Southern for Southern's homecoming on the 18th. Mm-hmm. So they'll have an opportunity to remain in the driver's seat in the SWAC West. For Alcorn, this is sort of a last stand for them. And it's crazy to say that here in the 5th game of the season, but it's really a last stand for them because dropping that game last week against UAPB, it puts them 1 down in the loss column. But if they can win this game, they will be right back in the thick of the race because, they've got some games that are coming forward. And, I have another slide that I'll show a little bit later here on that'll show everybody's schedules. But Alcorn, they've got some opportunities, but they have to find a way to take care of the ball and be able to get their balance on offense. For Prairie View, it's very simple. If this is the week when you're going to throw the ball, it's now. Because last week, Alcorn allowed 323 yards passing to Christian Peters of UAPB. So, their corners have been susceptible in man coverage. They've been pretty decent against the run, but they've been beat against the pass. So for Prairie View, for me, I like Prairie View to win this game on the road by 3. And the reason why I'm giving Prairie View the edge here is that I just simply don't trust Alcorn right now to just continue to get out, to not be able to get out of its way. Quite simple. And I just think that Tremaine Jackson, the way he's running that program right now, there's a toughness, there's an edge, and they have a any man mentality. It doesn't matter. It's Lamaje McDowell running the ball. It's Chase Bingman running the ball. Quarterback Tevin Carter run the ball. And they've got contributors on defense. They have a really cohesive unit. And they sense that if they can get this win, 3-0 is real sweet going on a bye week when you know you got to go to the Bluff after your bye.
Yeah, I was looking up the line that they were showing. They had Prairie View as basically a 8-point favorite, 3P on SWAC TV. So I'm with you. I definitely am rolling with Prairie View on this one for some of the reasons that you gave. But overall, and I saw some people picking Alcorn. I get why they would do that, but I first game, like you said, the first home game and everything. But I am rolling with Prairie View. Dave, what about you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm curious to see how Prairie View throws the ball this week, right? With the numbers that Wayne just showed, this if you're gonna throw the ball, this looks like a very favorable matchup to throw the ball, right? So I'm curious there. I think Prairie View wins the game. I feel certain there, but it will be a
closer.
It's gonna be a close. It's gonna be a hostile that stadium down in Laura, man. I like it. The crowd is there. They're gonna be chanting. They're gonna be that baby gonna be rocking, and Prairie View should win. I'm picking them to win, but again, it's gonna be close.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So that's what we got for that first game. It's gonna be a big one, like I said. Next one we got here, Yeah, UAPB. Wow. I told their fans, I said, you should frame this 1-0 in the SWAC. Because it's been a minute since they've been 1-0 in the SWAC. But I'll tell you, man, you know, they're going down there to play Texas Southern, who was very fortunate last week down there at Valley. Those that, if you didn't see the game at Valley led that game 20-16 at the 2-minute timeout. Valley had the ball at about their own 45-yard line, and they called a fake punt on 4th and 5 and did not get it. And the very first play right after that, KJ Cooper hits a shot play on a 48-yard pass. 2 plays later, Athian Renfro 3-yard TD. They walk off winning 23-20. So Texas Southern are lucky to get a win from last week. Right. This game, as you can see, is at Husky Stadium at Houston Christian University. And the reason being for that is because the Shell Energy Stadium is being used for something else. So crazy and wackiness with this matchup, and a very important matchup. And you see last year they played in Pine Bluff, and Texas Southern won by 8. So this game right here, I didn't create a note for this, but I got it all up here. So as I said, Christian Peters last week for UAPB broke out 323 yards passing, and he ran for the game-winning touchdown with about 5 minutes to go. Their run game on offense has been pretty solid. You know, they've got Jalen Jennings. They got a couple guys who've been pretty good on offense, running the ball. And, you know, for UAPB, they're not going to wow you with size. You know, they're a little bit undersized on defense, specifically on the defensive line. But one thing that what Alonzo Hampton does, the head coach, he gets those guys to play hard. And they're playing hard for him, and they're starting to believe. You know, they've won 2 games in a row, which is something, again, you haven't seen in a while. Texas Southern, they struggle big time on offense. KJ Cooper last week with that 48-yard pass that I talked about earlier, that was really, really most of their offense last week. Athian Renfro, their running back, he's really the stud that they have that actually is somebody that they can lean on. If you haven't seen the SWAC coaching calls, man, Chris Dishman, he's been pretty salty every week. He's been short with his answers. He hasn't really wanted to talk a whole lot because he's not really impressed with his group. He talks about their effort. He talks about the desire. He talks about execution. You know, 2 games ago, they had 2 punts blocked for returned for a touchdown against Lamar. And that prompted them to say that this was a disgusting performance and this was not the team that I signed. In this game right here, I like UAPB to win a close one because I think UAPB, with the way they're executing on offense, and something that you got to look at. Christian Peters, he transferred from Division II Shaw. He was a Division II honorable mention All-American at quarterback. And he is definitely leading this offense and doing some big things. Now, I ain't expecting UAPB to go out here and just say that they're going to contend to win the SWAC West or anything like that. But I'm going to say for this week, I think that they're the better team because Texas Southern on offense, they're just not there yet. They're trying to figure it out. They don't know what they want to do. They don't know if they want to try to pass. They don't know if they want to try to run. They don't know what they want to do. And I just don't trust what Chris Dishman has right now.
Throwing darts at the board.
Winning 27-24 in this one.
Okay. Hey, what you
think? I like that. I believe that UAPB is they are definitely improved, an improved group over the last couple of years. Definitely. Because they had kind of went sideways on them after they specifically after they went to the SWAC championship. I think it was that spring season. And they came back and they just never could get their feet up under them. So the fact they're 1-0 in the SWAC, even though it happened how it happened, even though they're 1-0, I mean, I think they're an improved group. And again, like you said, Chris Dishman, first year head coach, still trying to get some things figured out. I like Pine Bluff in a close one.
Chris Dishman, I'm sorry. if that he is the epitome of I'm just here so I don't get fined. That is definitely him. But I didn't think I would be saying this. But yeah, give me Pine Bluff also. I mean, I did not think I would be saying that. I really didn't. But yeah, that's what I'm going to watch. And download Swag TV if y'all haven't done it already. Please download Swag TV.
Yeah, because you're gonna need it for the next game we talking about too.
Yeah, you're gonna need it for that one too.
Bethune-Cookman coming to play Alabama State. Now this is homecoming down there in Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be afternoon affair. The last year they played. This was when Alabama State was still trying to figure out whether they're going to use the fourth or the fifth string quarterback. And they gutted one out with a running game, 26-21 down there in Daytona. Now, Bethune-Cookman. I'm going to go to the next slide here, man. This is where we get into a little bit of the diagnostics. Okay. Sorry that there's a little cut off at the top, but I can tell you what it says. The key word that I'll use in this graphic is explosive plays. Explosives. Okay. Bethune-Cookman total yards of offense last 3 games: 505 against South Carolina State, 437 against Edward Waters, and 516 last week against Alabama A&M. But then you look at what they allowed. They allowed 516, 247, and 480 in those same games. So they're going to put up a lot of yards, and they're going to give it up too. Okay? Cam Ransom, their quarterback, 6'3", 220, stout physical runner, and it has an arm. He's got 9 touchdown passes over the last 3 games. He broke my team's back on the very first play from scrimmage they had, throwing a 79-yard bomb on a dime down the sidelines to Javon Ross. You look at the last 3 games, that's their explosive scoring plays. These are plays of touchdowns over 20 yards or more. 3, 3, and 4. They had 4 of them last week against A&M. Okay, so the keys for Bethune-Cookman, they're not going to wow you on defense at all, but they have multiple sets, multiple contributors on offense. Cam Ransom can run it. He can throw it. Ollie Smith and Kamari Robinson, they can run it. They got 2 good running backs. Javon Ross and Malik Huggins are their key stud receivers, and they can line them up anywhere. They can put them in the slot. They can put an X, Y, it doesn't matter. They're all over the place. They're very multiple. Okay. So they're pretty dangerous. But the thing that you look on the other side, Alabama State is just as dangerous. And Patrick Judkins knows all this stuff that I'm talking about. Their total yards of offense, 514, 369, 407, last week, 405 against FAMU. And you look at what they allowed. It's been getting better every single week with their defense. That 309 yards that they allowed to FAMU, most of that was in garbage time last week when they beat them up 42-14. Last week, Andrew Body barely even had to break a sweat back there in the pocket. He only threw the ball 18 times.
Right.
And, 2 of those passes that he threw were for touchdowns. Okay. They rushed for 304 last week. Jamari Holtzclaw had 22 carries for 135 yards. So when these guys get the offense rolling with their multiplicity of backs, because they can run out 3 of them. And also Andrew Body, when he gets in that zone read, he's a 4th back. And they've got those 3 receivers, Jalen Jones, the Jeep, and Harold. Those 3 receivers, along with their stable of backs and that physical offensive line that they have, is pretty dynamic. Now, they're still coming together on defense. But these guys, the way they're playing on offense right now, they've got the look of a team that can be a challenger, that can defend, that can dethrone the champs. But that's for next week. But for this week, I expect the scoreboard operator to be busy. I expect this to be a track meet. I expect Alabama State to get out early, and then, Bethune-Cookman, they're going to make some noise. I predicted this one to be somewhere about 42-31 Alabama State winning this game. I think that for the keys that Alabama State has to do, be you on offense, be opportunistic, take advantage of when Bethune-Cookman gets in man coverage, because when they get in man coverage, you can throw all over them. Alabama A&M, we threw all over them last week. We threw it short, we threw it deep, we threw all the intermediates. And against the run, they're not very stout against the run either. But for Alabama State, you got to control Cam Ransom, because he's dangerous when he gets outside the pocket. So if you keep him inside the pocket and don't let him be a runner, he can be dangerous and extend plays. But ultimately, this is Alabama State getting it done in a track meet. 42-31 is where I'm going.
Okay, Dave, what you got?
I agree. I think that Bethune, they definitely are improved from what they have been the last couple of years. Bama State looks strong. Andrew Body is just as advertised. I mean,
Correct.
Only thing different is that we didn't get to see it last year because he got hurt. Had he not got hurt last year, we would have saw it last year. He is what he is. You know, I mean, he's that guy. The running backs are solid. Wide receivers are solid. Like you said, Wayne, they're still trying to piece the defense together. But again, I think they could be at home. I mean, they're gonna have the crowd there. So, shoot, I agree. It may be a track meet, but definitely I think Alabama State handles business.
All I gotta say is Andrew Body, just do you. And I'm gonna leave it sweet. I'm just leave it sweet like that. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say on that one. Andrew Body, do what you do.
All right. And now we go to the last one.
Pat.
You got the Gulf Coast Challenge. Got the Gulf Coast Challenge going on down there in Lad People Stadium. HBCU Go is the channel where you can find this. 17th ranked in the FCS this week, Jackson State. So, you know, they had that big win last week down there on the bluff against Southern and A&M. We already talked about them last week against Bethune-Cookman with a little bit of struggles on defense. Last year, 45-38 Jackson State. This is the fourth year in a row that they're meeting down there in Mobile. The last 2 years in this matchup has been a bit of the same thing, okay? Jackson State led 38-7 and 35-7 at halftime of both games. And then A&M came out and found its way in the second half and made two games that were runaways, made them close. Last 2 years has been 45-30 and 45-38. Jackson State's won 4 straight in this series. And just about all of them ain't been close. 61-15, 27-14.
Hey Wayne, that sounds like that sounds like personal hurt right there, Wayne.
Nah, it's just telling the facts. 61-15 in the pink scooter game.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, God.
yeah, the pink scooter game.
Homecoming.
Yeah,
homecoming.
Boy. Yep.
That was the Jerry Curl game, wasn't it?
And then 27-14.
No, not that game. Not that game. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I remember that 27-14 game, man, down there in Mobile. That was the first one in Mobile.
Right.
That was the one where we knocked Shador out the game and people were mad. They thought we had targeting on them, all that good stuff. And that was a game we could have won. We fumbled the ball away in the second half. And then last 2 years, like I said, 38-10, 35-7 at halftime, big comebacks in the second half that fell short. Jackson State, the way they're running the ball, it's been really good this whole season. Ahmad Miller has been dope. That guy, big physical runner. And then Dontario Davenport, they've had guys that have been able to run that ball. 5.7 yards per rush in 4 games. Like, you're going to win a lot of games when you're averaging 239 yards rushing, right? But here is where they at, though, where it's at. Last week, they broke out with Jacoby and Morgan because entering last week, they only had 1 passing touchdown, and that belonged to Jared Lockhart, the backup against Tuskegee. Okay, Jacoby and Morgan last week threw for 337 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay, but here's the bugaboo for Jackson State, and this is something that TC Taylor continues to rail on. Last week, they had 13 penalties. They've had 45 of them. 45 of them in 4 games. And he said, we were fortunate last week that we were able to overcome 13 penalties. He said, but there are going to be games when we get into October and November. These are his words. He said it on the SWAC coaches call last week when I asked him about penalties. He said, there are games when we get into October and November when we start playing some of the bigger teams and the better teams in the SWAC, where if we continue to have this kind of pattern, these are the things that can get you beat. Okay. Now, on the other side for A&M, last time we beat them was in 2021 during the spring season. Okay. We're giving up the same amount of points, 30 scoring and 30 on defense. Okay. Now, a lot of that 52 in the opener against Arkansas, and then 31 against Alcorn, and 21 against Tennessee State, and we gave up 7 against Lane, and last week was 41. All right. We've had 11 scoring plays of 20 yards or more that we've allowed on those explosives, including 4 last week. But here is the saving grace and the one silver lining I got for A&M on defense. They give up a lot in the first half, but in the last 4 games, they've only allowed just 35 total points in the second half. They didn't allow any points in the second half against Tennessee State, right? Against Alcorn, they allowed 14. Last week, they allowed 14. So they've been able to get their act together in the second halves, okay? If they can get the second half energy to get that and start quicker in the first half on defense and stop these explosive plays, because when you score on A&M, you see the stat right there. 11 scoring plays of 20 yards or more. That's almost every touchdown that they've been giving up has been an explosive play. If they limit explosives, A&M can actually contend and stick in this game. Their offense, Quad Brown, is a little bit questionable about if he's going to play or not. Okay, it's a little bit questionable if he's going to play or not. But regardless if he plays or not, I feel really good about what we have in Eric Hanley. Eric Hanley last week threw for over 300 yards, threw for 3 touchdowns. He started the last 2 games. He's starting to get his thing together. Receiving wise, we spread the ball around. Frank Pierre, from transfer from Miles. He's been pretty serviceable. He had 2 touchdown catches last week. Listen, we know about how Jackson State is. They've got defenders. Quincy Ivory is a dog coming off the edge. He transferred from Florida. We know about, their front 7, Reed Pulliam, Shamar Hawkins. These guys, Jeremiah Williams. This is an impressive front 7. But the thing about what I feel about this game, though, and I'll say what I said last night on my show. For all of the talk that everybody has about Jackson State, and Jackson State fans, you can ask all of them because I love Jackson State people. I'm good with all of them. They respect me, and I respect them. The thing about it is that they've been the king of the castle for a long time, right? They're going for their 4th SWAC title in 5 years. People want to knock off Jackson State badly. And for Alabama A&M, they've had to hear for an entire week how bad their defense is. The defense has taken this stuff very personally. Everybody hears the same stuff on social media, sees the same posts. They see it all. The coaches see it. There was a guy who made a post on my timeline today from my show last night that said that there's not a single player on Alabama A&M's offense that would start for Jackson State.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah. Said there's not a single guy on our offense that would start for Jackson State. And so, that was shared with the team also. I made sure that message got passed along because that's something you got to take personal. because they don't respect you. They don't think that you're something. But you know who does respect A&M? TC Taylor does. He knows what A&M is capable of. So I am saying it's been 5 years since I picked Alabama A&M to beat Jackson State. 5 years. Even when I did my preseason show, I didn't pick Alabama A&M to win. Didn't think it was a chance. But I've seen this offense grow. And I really feel good about what we can do on offense. I'm basing my pick on and banking on that the penalties and the troubles that Jackson State has had with penalties is going to catch up to them. I'm also banking on the fact that this defense is going to step up. I'm not saying that they're going to stop Jackson State. All I'm saying is that they're going to keep us in the game and allow the offense to do what it does. So with all that said, I have Alabama A&M upsetting Jackson State in a 38-35 track meet in a survival towards the end. A&M.
Dave, I'll let you go next.
Hey man, I agree with Wayne. I my theory. I believe that. My theory. I mean, you can only win, be at the top so long, right? Like eventually, it has to happen, right? Something has happened, and then they get penalized like this, and like TC said, I mean, October, November, those games you started to play in the meat of that, like some tougher competition, and you're gonna be in tight games, and you can't afford those costly penalties like that. So, I agree 100%. I think that Eric, even if Eric does start, I mean, kid has a hot arm. He's a great leader, great young man. I mean, I don't see why we shouldn't win this game. But again, our secondary, big plays, things of that nature. So I mean, I cannot. I mean, it'll be against my religion to pick Jackson State to beat Alabama. So yeah, give me my Bulldogs. Damn it.
Okay, let me bring some silverness to this conversation since we done heard from two Bulldogs already.
Absolutely.
Okay. I hear Wayne broke it down great. I love it. I love how he broke everything down. Talking about Jackson State here. But I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Give me those Alabama A&M Bulldogs to put on, not the upset. It's not an upset. It's just two football teams playing. It's not an upset. Bring the W back to normal Alabama. This is throwing out the month of October, right? Because guess what? Got some at the end of October, too. But I'm not going to speak on that right now. We're just going to say... I ain't going to say that. Like I said, give me the Bulldogs.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, this is dope. I love that. Love that action.
Give me the Bulldogs.
Love that action, man. Love it. Love it. The
Bulldogs.
Wayne
has done an excellent job. I appreciate everything from a person who is a detailed person. I love your breakdowns. I love everything you do, because a lot of people can get on there and say, "Oh, just give me this," or "Just give me that." But I love the details of it. That's what we get into. That's what we all about. We love it because football is more than just what somebody thinks of it. So really appreciate that. Seriously, really appreciate that. Like for real, because you don't get that from everybody.
Yeah,
a lot of people like to go personal and just say, "Oh, they're gonna do this, they're gonna do that."
Mm-hmm.
We need more of that in this whole media culture. I'll just leave it like that. And less grandioso. We need more people talking about football, helping them learn the game, learn what they do. So I really appreciate that. Dave.
Yo.
We got a couple more segments.
Oh, okay.
We got a couple more segments. Real quick. It's gonna be quick. I promise. It's not gonna be long. Should we try to open the phone line?
You can throw it up there. You know, I'm always a fan. Just throw the QR code.
We'll throw it up there. We'll throw it up there. We'll see what they got. We'll see what they got to say. If anybody want to call in, like I said, we already know Saturday night when we come back on here. You already know what it's gonna be. So, all right, we'll throw the QR code up here. Let me explain it to you. Okay, we just had this for a little while. So it's what it do. To join the conversation, you can either scan the QR code or just put it in URL. Callme.roll.com/VW2 is it S3U. You can either put that in there and make sure, like it says, make sure that you turn on noise cancellation and your echo. And then it'll pop up and then we should be able to see you. If you feel like calling in, if you don't feel like calling in, promise you. Either way, hey, we're gonna do that. We're gonna leave this up here for a minute, but Dave, we got a couple of it's not a new segment. It's not a new segment, okay? I want to know from the people that's still in the comments, anybody, give me your upset alert for the week. Look, it's in any college football. I don't care where it is. Give me your upset alert for the week. I guess we got to pick another one because we all said A&M. So just give me one. It doesn't matter. P4, wherever you want to go. Who you think is going to be an upset this week?
That's what you're asking the chat.
Yeah, well, not chat, you, everybody, just anybody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's us. It's what
upset.
Anything that's quote unquote considered an upset by line standards. I'll just put it like that.
Interesting. Upset.
I mean,
if you don't have one, I understand that too.
I guess Vandy, Alabama could be one.
Yes, that would definitely qualify.
That would consider. What about Texas, Florida?
Why are you still in? Okay, go ahead.
Do you think Florida can pull it together?
I don't know. I really don't. But here's the thing about it. Nothing about Texas is right now is standing out like, oh, they can't be stopped.
Right.
And when you have someone, even though Lagway has been terrible, let's just put it like it is.
Let's put it that way. Yeah.
Let's put it like that. Sorry. I just feel like that could easily be an upset. I mean, Texas is only a 4.5 point favorite.
Yeah.
And
I got one.
Oh, you got one.
Got Clemson going to play North Carolina.
Okay.
Now, Clemson, they came off a bye week, and man, it's been a long bye week after they lost after they lost to Syracuse and starting 1-3, man. It's been a long bye week.
Say them 7 days felt like a month, right?
Albo been talking about, hey, man.
It's at Carolina too.
Just watch out. I know Bill Belichick, they haven't been playing very good either, but man, just watch out.
Hey, I'm just saying, that's a pretty good one because it's at Carolina too.
I got one. I don't think it definitely would be an upset if it happens. I don't believe it will happen. You got Houston, you got Texas Tech and Houston's at home.
Yeah.
2 undefeated teams, two very good offense.
Yeah, I mean that's one. I said you ain't got to give a lot. I mean, just something or you could be an upset alert, something you watching for. It's like, hey, this could be. Just keep your eye on it. I mean,
can Mississippi State give Texas A&M a game though?
Can they?
Maybe for a half. I mean,
for half. Okay.
Yeah, she said Vandy gonna upset Bama.
I
think that. Omar, do you have any response to that? Someone picking? Well, David already done picked Vandy over y'all, so you already know.
Remember I picked Bama.
Oh no, you picked Bama. You did pick Bama. I'm sorry. I'm just so used to you not picking Alabama. I'm just,
Yeah, and I probably shouldn't have picked them this time, but
I mean, every time I don't know now. You might have reverse jinxed them.
That could work. That could work.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't even looking at the phone call thing, but we'll bring it down for right now because we've been on here for a minute. So
Yeah, man.
We've been on here for a minute. We already know when we come back Saturday, it's gonna be lit up again. You already know that. Let's see here. We're gonna take that down. We'll take this down, and then we'll go into the last two segments, Dave.
Let's go.
All right. Okay. Y'all are moving into Renard's revelation. You know what I realized over the past couple days, Dave?
What you realize, bro?
Give me 1 second. I think I still got it right here. You know, we always talking about balling, making money. You know, my revelation, it can be about anything, life, football, whatever. You know, we were talking about balling, man. I want to be sure I'm balling, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want that bank account to look good. But you know the one thing about balling? You know what you have to do?
What you gotta do?
You got to be all in.
You do.
There's a lot of people out here that's talking about what they want and how they gonna do it. But see, just like Wayne did. See, Wayne could just got on here and talked enough, do nothing, but he's all in on it. You got to be all in on everything that you do because some people are too close to you to see your worth or your greatness. They would devalue you to uplift them. Now, that direct quote is from Trent Shelton, but we say it a lot. So my thing is, man, just put your work in, basically. Be all in everything you do. Anything you put your name on, be all in on it. That's mine. That's mine right there. So, like I said, I ain't want to do a long one, just want to do a short one. But we're going to pass it on to David's declarations.
Well, you know, man, after this past week, I ate a lot of crow. Ate a lot of damn crow. I ate crow from Friday to Saturday, all the way to Sunday. I really almost got to Sunday. But I guess my declaration this week, Renard, give me a little music.
Got you. You already ready.
You know, I guess my declaration this week is don't ever get too high, man. Don't ever get too high. You know, because don't ever get too high. Don't ever think that, hey, I just know it. I feel it. I know it's going to be right. Because guess what? That thing can just get pulled up from under you and you just be here eating crow a day. You know. But
Crow Master.
But in the Dave fashion, one thing about me, if you beat me yesterday, you got to whoop me all week, every day. So I'm back again with some more Dave declaration. Down in Tuscaloosa, man. Y'all get your ass ready. Pavia Magic is in the building. I guarantee you right now, they might be in the Western. I don't know where they stand. They're somewhere close. Get ready for Pavia damn Magic. Tune in.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's what you got right there. So before we do that, we're gonna leave the final thoughts automatically to Wayne. It's gonna be all on Wayne. But you know, before we do that though, let's change up the music a little bit. So final thoughts for Wayne. Whatever you want to say, man. We appreciate you coming on, but hey, say something, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, so first and foremost, the HBCU football culture and just the culture as itself. As many of you know, they had the Atlanta, down in Atlanta, there was supposed to have been the Georgia Football Classic this week, where FAMU was supposed to have been playing Valley. Also, there was supposed to have been a Tampa Football Classic, which was supposed to feature a game that's going to take place next week between Southern and Bethune-Cookman. Bethune-Cookman realized that the deal wasn't very good and moved it back to their home place in Daytona. Also, just last week, they had the Circle City Classic, which was the 41st edition up in Indianapolis. It's had a very proud heritage. It started in 1984, where they had Mississippi Valley State playing Grambling. They've had some great games over the years, but that game has seen its best years, even moving from the old Hoosier Dome to Lucas Oil Stadium. Last week, it was Miles against Morgan State, where 3,000 people showed up. Also, on Labor Day weekend, they had a classic, the Detroit Football Classic. They brought it back after about 5-year or 6-year hiatus. They had Kentucky State play Central State. 1,200 people showed up to Ford Field where the Lions play. Listen, there's a lot of people who are out there who are trying to take advantage of the HBCU culture. People are trying to make money by trying to create new classics. And one thing you cannot do, you cannot just go and create a classic overnight. You can talk about the heritage, you can talk about bands, you can talk about how much it's a gathering of Black folks and all those great things. You can have a parade on the street. You can do all these good things. You can replicate things that you've seen at other classics. But one thing that this failed Georgia football classic should show you, it should show you that you need to do your homework and also don't settle and don't fall for anything. There's a lot of money that's out here to be made in this space. But first and foremost, the amount of money that can be made in this space, it can come from us, the consumers. It can come from us, the alums. It can come from us, the boosters. It can come from us, the business people. Money is to be made, but money must be donated. I know a lot of people talk about playing guaranteed games in football and basketball and baseball, but money has to be earned and made, because in this great big landscape of college athletics, you either find ways to make money the right way or you get left behind. It's a beautiful game out here, HBCU sports and HBCU football on campuses all over the place on Saturdays. The bands are playing, but the stands need to fill up more. Do your part, ladies and gentlemen. Show up and show out.
I can't agree more, man. We definitely agree with you. Like I said, you can't just pick up and put down culture. That's just what I feel. You gonna complain? Do something about it. That's just kind of where we are. I mean, you know, we might not love the landscape of football, but hey, aware it is. But you got to do what you got to do. You got to adjust just like every other school has adjusted. You just got to adjust and get better at it. But like I said, we've hit hour and 20 minutes. We really want to appreciate Wayne for coming through with us, man. Dave, we're going to have Wayne back.
Oh, absolutely.
And just, you know, like I said, we just want to come on here and vibe with us. I mean, this is our first show with us. Hey, man, really, really appreciate you. Appreciate everything that you was able to do on here. Like I said, for me personally, the breakdown. The breakdown. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure, man. I appreciate the opportunity to come hang out with you guys. And also, I'm going to get you guys to come join me either on a Wednesday night for Wild Picks, or I'll get you on a Sunday recap. It's your choice.
Okay.
You know, I want both of you guys to come hang out with me on my show, and we'll do the thing, man. Y'all feel comfortable picking and sitting in front of about 100 folks watching the show at a time. You know, you come on and you do it, man. I tell you, man, my comments, these folk, man, they be going to it. They be going at it in them comments now. They be talking a whole lot of trash, but I definitely want to have you guys on, man, because this is great. And we need more of this in the space, man. More of these collaborations about talking about the goodness of it. It's enough of these shows out here trying to capitalize on talking about scandals and mess and drama and whatever, man. We about the goodness. So thank y'all.
Hey, man, we really appreciate it, man. We really appreciate it. But Down South Football, we'll probably be back if, you know, it makes sure. We said last week try to do an after dark, but you know, the after dark was me falling asleep about midnight. So that was my fault. We gonna have to do this after dark early today. That's just what it is. We'll do it a little bit early.
Yeah, do it early.
We'll do it early. try to hit it in about 10
You
or
know,
11.
we're getting a little older now, man. So the eyes get a little heavy.
I mean,
around
the
10,
eyes
man,
get a little heavy because on Saturdays, man, I tell everybody my day start about 6:30.
Yes.
I'm an all day.
Yes.
Then I got 35 screens in front of my face. It's like, did I?
You did.
I dozed off. Oh, okay. I missed the second half of the game. What happened? But it's neither here nor there. But we understand. But for down south football, man, Wayne, tell them once again where they can find you at.
Yeah, Wild Wayne Cartwright. You can find me on YouTube at Wild Wayne Cartwright. Follow me on X, on Instagram at Wayne C Jr. Wayne C JR4. You can follow me. So shows on the ride of my podcast for Wild Wayne Cartwright, the ride Wednesday nights and Sunday nights. Be there.
Please follow them, man. Please follow them. If you want information, you want to know about the game, follow Wayne for real. Then you can always, you can follow more than once. Y'all can follow many shows you want to, but if you want real good talk, follow Wayne for real. But for Wayne, for Dave, for Renard, man, it's down south football. We about this thing, man. We appreciate y'all, and probably we'll see y'all Saturday. Peace out.